in defense of children is we've been collecting examples of that. The second one that we're collecting is querying the binary goal as well, which is heterosexuality is the oppressor. We've been collecting examples of the content, the curriculum. It's things like, if you're straight, it's boring. If you're straight, why not think about the 112 different genders you could be? Do you really want to be straight? That's the kind of material we're seeing in the curriculum, like it's bad or boring to be straight. Somehow you're an oppressor. And we're not talking just about LGB. Of course, we're talking about pedophilia. You are having a whole generation where you're hypersexualizing content for financial reasons. The thing that I really noticed, and I shared it in a video I did recently. Nobody watches my videos, but I do it anyway. What we saw is that all the sexual content is coming from the trans lobbies. They use them, outsource them as third parties. They use them, outsource them as third parties. And then once you've got them doing the hypersexual content, you'll notice that they direct them all to the HIV clinics. Literally reject them. Like, you can click on one like Inclusive WA, and it's the third party educator, and then it sends you to a link for all your resources, and it just takes you straight to PrEP, which came out of patent about a year and a half ago. So all the pharmaceuticals are jumping on it, because once you're on PrEP, it's a lifelong thing you have to stay on. So it's a full-time subscription. So the revenue stream in the schools from the pharmaceutical end, supported by the trans lobbies who get paid by the pharmaceuticals and the foundations, etc., is one, trans the kids, because lifelong subscriptions to keep yourself in the opposite sex or non-sex or whatever, and also hypersexualize a whole generation. And I'm not fucking kidding. So you can see it, but you want a hypersexualized content, hypersexualization of your whole generation, because we'd have to go all on PrEP. And we can go more fully into this, because we've got another group who have been made up of UN whistleblowers who are showing the international drive of this. So we're building the case for that this is child abuse, in order to stop hypersexualization of the school curriculum, and also to expose the fact that they are directing kids, they're sexualizing, they're over the top sexualizing a generation, so that they are going to be dependent on HIV drugs, because even though they declare that they want to end HIV, it's bullshit. What they mean by that is they want to have everybody on PrEP, because that's a subscription model for life.
This is a serious question. For all my wee listeners, don't bother trying to clip it either or change it or call me homophobic, because I don't give two fucks. I want to ask a question because there's a room full of intelligent people here. So do you know how when they talk about HIV, right, and it was supposed to be more prevalent in gay men, but now it's supposed to have, what they tell us is it's kind of, evened out, and it's not just, gay men. It's no longer a gay men's disease kind of thing. Well, I'm just wondering if, do you know how when I hear gay men on here and they are talking about their dating sites or catching, say, other people out or whatever, but they all, like, a lot of these gay men seem to say that they're taking PrEP. And I was asking Pink Carbon in one of his spaces, like, does that mean, like, if you're taking it that, you've got this HIV, and I know it makes it undetectable and you can't pass it on, whatever, right? And he said, not necessarily, because there'll be men who don't have HIV that are gay, but they take it because they want to have sex unprotected. And I was just wondering, are there loads of lesbians running about saying, or taking PrEP, or taking anti-HIV, antiviral drugs that stop them catching it? No, I know you're laughing, but because I don't want to just come out and go blah, 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 because someday, no doubt, is going to come back and go, oh, the lesbians are on there taking it as well, which I very fucking much doubt, but I wanted to at least pose the question.
If you can hold on a minute, Domestic, I just want to say this about, it was the Pink Carbon was in the room, and he made some comment, I think he was a co-host as well, he made some comment along the lines of, yeah, you don't have to have protected sex as long as you have PrEP afterwards. And it was very casual and throwaway, and I'm like, no, PrEP is okay for HIV, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't stop many other STDs going around. So it's kind of like, yeah, HIV is the one that nobody wants to get, but there's plenty of others that still can be a problem. So cheers, domestic.
No, that's okay, Spiky. Thank you. Yeah, that comment by Pink. I'm not sure if I was in the space, but I've heard Pink chatting before, and a few gay guys and men, and they are really flippant about this protection issue. Pink's got HIV himself, and a couple of other of the gay guys who come into the spaces are positive as well. And those are the guys who are telling other people that it's, go out and have unprotected sex and just take this pill.
No, I don't
Really
think
irresponsible, really horrible.
Genuinely don't think Pink's doing that.
Well, I mean, I don't think he's saying go out and do it, but like Spikey said, he's casual about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's not helpful.
Yeah, and can I just say as well, quickly, Belfast, that and I think everybody knows this anyway, I'm not trying to speak bad about AMD or ANA or Pink either, but Pink's quite open about what he talks about as well, and he has said in our space quite a few times that whoever his partner is, they've got an open relationship, so actually, they can go out and have sex with other people.
Yeah, but he's also very he's a big proponent for PrEP.
Yeah, I think that's what we're talking about. So I was asking about the difference between, is it only the gay men that are doing this because it's the gay men?
No, not
that
necessarily.
I wanted to pop in
get
with the
I get where you're
lesbian.
coming from, and I get your questioning. What I would say is, if we're talking about Pink in particular,
I wasn't talking about Pink
he's
in
very much
particular.
no. I know you weren't. But what I'm saying is, if we are talking about Pink, he is very much a big proponent for PrEP. He is very much a big proponent for PrEP, which is
But that's what we're saying. So I
HIV
don't
resistant
think you
drug.
are getting. So I don't think you are getting the point. That's what we're saying. What I was
Okay.
asking is, they keep saying that it's not a risk, and HIV is changed now.
You do realise that people record us all the time, and clip us.
Yes, I do understand that. I've been saying it all
Right.
day. But But the more you fucking
And that's
butt in
exactly
and
what I'm. That's exactly why I made the point.
That's what I'm saying. Can we talk about the conversation without worrying
So,
that
do you
we're?
think?
I'll say
That I
this.
said wasn't
Can I just say
relevant?
this? Can I just say this one thing? I would not have been happy had any of my kids been in that room and heard what he said.
Right. The reason why gay men and straight men have different things to worry about is because the vaginal wall is a lot stronger than the anal wall.
Yeah, that's why the HIV, but that's also why the
not to be
HIV.
crude, but probably a lot more women taking it up the arse.
But and I know that, like I said, all the modern fucking apps, dating apps, and that makes it so much easier for casual hookups. But I do think the sort of like, you get someone like that's shown us to be relatively important within a community and gets top line co-hosting. He should be a little bit more concerned about saying things like, yeah, you can have what's his name, sex without a problem. I do think it's something that, because it's not just about HIV.
I understand that. PrEP drugs are very important. If we are talking about Pink, he is very much a big proponent for PrEP.